This is Parm King with a simple Foundry tip for you. Now this is something I've been doing since version 7, but in version 9 Foundry, really allows me to punch up and bring some spice and some surprise and some cool elements into my game that doesn't require a module. It's built right into Foundry. How about if I could tell you, you could animate your static tokens, whether they're top-down tokens or the POG tokens, the ones I like to use, animate them without a module, without anything special. You can do it right within Foundry with Foundry Lighting. Let me show you some of these things. I'm going to show you how I do them, and then I got a big surprise. Stay tuned for the end because I got a big, cool surprise for you you're going to really like. So I'm here on a battle map, and I've got some tokens here, and they're animated with light. Now you could do this in version 7, version 8, but version 9 has some features that really make them pop. I'm going to talk about each one of these and what I like about them. So one of the things I like about that I'm concerned about all the time as a DM is I have players that are either on lower end machines or don't have a lot of RAM, or we're concerned about bandwidth issues. So I'm always concerned about making the most efficient experience that I can for my players without taxing their machines or their internet or their memory. And this is a simple thing I can do with static tokens that give them a little pop and pizzazz and really makes it kind of fun for this. And you can even do this with the player tokens as well. So let's talk about each one of these things here. I've got these top-down tokens. These are the ones that come with standard D&D SRD that's already built in if you have the D&D system game in here. And look we've got this steam method here, and look at the steam coming off of him. Now what we're doing here is in the token, if we go in here, we're going into the token lighting, right? And we have three things. So the first thing I've done is I set the color, and I got it blasted up to white because I want the white to shine off of it. And we're going to set the radius to dim. I don't, in the token, when we're doing the tokens, whether top down or the POG tokens that I use, I like to keep use dim vision and set it just to the radius around the token. I don't use bright light in here, just dim radius for the light. The second thing we do is animation. We're going to pick an animation in here. And for some of them, I like to use the swirling fog, and a lot of them I use ghostly light and swirling fog. So in this case, we're using swirling fog. I set the animation speed up to 10 because I want that kind of steam coming off of him. And then the animation intensity will let that whiteness be brighter or less. I got set at 5 here. And then for the advanced, one of the things I really like about version 9 is using this internal color burn. And what this does is it allows us to some of the images and the colors within the light to really pop a little bit. In this case, you can't see it too well on the steam method, but if we look down at the witch here, you can see using that color burn really brings out that green pop in there. I'm going to show you how I do that as well. So we've got the color burn, I've got the luminosity and background shadows kind of pumped up to about 0.5 here. And you can play around, adjust these up and down. My basic suggestion is, push your color intensity all the way up, set your dim radius, not the bright radius, the dim radius with 1 or less than that, depending on if you're using one of the tokens. I'll show you the POG tokens in a second. Lighting animation, my two favorite that I do is either the swirling fog or the ghostly light. You can use the other ones if you want. Speed of the animation is, think about what you're trying to do. Are you trying to show something's happening with the creature, in this case steam, or are you trying to give a tone or an atmosphere? Like I've got the witch down here with this slow green animation, kind of lighting animation effect happening. And then the advanced options, I use a lot of internal color burn in here that really help with this. Sometimes I'll use the external halo, which I'm doing with the will-o-wisp over here, or the internal halo. But internal color burn, I think, works really well. So that's the steam method. We've got the vampire over here. In this particular vampire, I was thinking to myself, hey, look, he's trying to charm, and, vampires have this kind of allure to them, right? They try to charm you, bring you, and then suck your blood. And I thought maybe putting on this one kind of the vortex. So on this version, I have the lighting is the vortex animation, and I have it moving really slow, animation speed of 1, right? One of the things when you do animation on your tokens or on your POGs, you don't want the animation itself to kind of blow the POG out or the token out. You want it to enhance it. It it should be, I think, unconsciously subtle enough that you know, you're going, hey, there's some animation here. You don't want it to be this big kind of, you know, blasting light. And that's just my opinion. Maybe you do. I don't know. What I've done with the Will-O-Wisp over here is I have this one is an internal. Oh, I do use internal color burn. Let me switch this out to external halo and see what that looks like. Oh, let's see. This is what I'm talking about. I'm blowing the light out way too much on this. So let's try the external color burn. Oh, see, that's too much too. So let's go to the internal color burn, which I had on before, and that's exactly what I want. I want it to be subtle. I do the same thing over here. I have the ghostly lighting on this one. I believe this is ghostly light on her. If you look at the internal color burn, what that does is it kind of highlights when it goes over some of these areas. It kind of pops the light a little bit, makes it look really good. I'm telling you, these advanced options for version 9 really make a huge difference in the lighting. This is my version of the ghost. This is the ghost icon I use, and I use the POG tokens instead of the top-down tokens. Here's my witch here, and then I've got my vampire over here with a really slow. I'm using, on my vampire here, I'm using ghostly light, animation speed 2, animation intensity 10, maxed out the red. I've got internal color burn, a little pushed up my background contrast a little bit in my background shadows. This doesn't take you any time to do. Look at this. I mean, if I turn off this light, watch this. This is the difference, just to show you what the difference looks like. I'll just turn off the light. And there it is. You got this token here. Look how big of a difference. And by the way, on the circular tokens, I keep the dim light to 0.25. I want to keep that light within that circle of that token. But look at the difference here. Look at that. I mean, you know, as a player, you see that, it's like, oh, cool. You know, you've created animation through Foundry lighting into a static token. You haven't taxed your system. You're not having to do huge downloads. There's no modules installed. This is just Foundry version 9. Look how fun that is for your token. So as you know, if you've watched any of my videos, I like to do Theater of the Mind map. And Theater of the Mind maps, these look really good in Theater of the Mind maps. Here we are on the road, you know, walking down the road, and there you go. You've got 3 tokens in there. You got your vampire with the red going around it. You've got your witch, and we've got our ghost here. So you can see, and all I've done is just a little bit of Foundry lighting. Okay, big surprise for you. You're going to really, really like this one because this one's so cool. I'm so excited to show you. I got one last token to show you, and that is the red dragon scorching everything where it goes. Check them out. He's going around, watch it. He's just burning all of this stuff up. Just look at the fire he's creating. Everywhere he turns, look at this. He's moving. I'm gonna have him turn here. Hold on. Oh, this is just awesome. I just like this. Look at this dragon. He's just, look at that bird. He's just fried that poor little raven. Oh, he's going to go over here. He's going to fry up some other stuff. Now, you're wondering how I did this one. This is the same thing. This is using color here. And this is so cool for the dragon. Is that not cool? Look, he's just scorching everything. You can see everything. It looks like it's burning up. It's on fire. So let me show you this one here. This one here, I did the vision. It's 15 feet dim, 5 feet of bright. I've got color intensity set at 5. Lighting animation is swirling fog, but it's going super fast, right? Because I want to create this firing looking orange effect. Here's the advanced option, external color burn. And I did external because if I did it internal, right, or if I did a normal color burn, right, look what happens. It brings it all the way back to the dragon's head. And I didn't want the dragon's head to be on fire. So I want to make it look like fire is coming out. So I did the external, I think it was, external color burn. So that means the outer radius is going to be catching on fire there. So like you can see it's kind of lit up coming from his mouth a little bit. You can change this radius a little bit here. Let me try to change that so it's coming closer to his mouth. Let me see if I can do that. 0.25. Let's see if I do it to 1, that changes it. Yeah, it brings it closer to his face. So you don't want it to to really his face on fire. You want it to coming out of his mouth. And there, look, he's just, if you get in the path of this dragon, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to have a good day. Look at him. He's just frying everything. Well, let's have him just burn up there he is. He's burning up the vampire. Sorry, Mr. Vampire, you're just on fire now. Look at that. Tell me if that is not so cool. Look at, he's just burning up everything he sees. Right. I'm having a little bit too much fun here. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed this simple Foundry tip using adaptive lighting in your tokens. Oh, one last thing I need to point out. Make sure you do it in your prototype tokens so that every time you drag your token onto a scene, that it has that lighting effect. And if you want to turn it off really quickly, just go up to the light where the dim light is and hit it at 0, and there. Fire's gone. You can see, oh, he's got a little bit of his fire breath going on right there. You can see there's a little fire breath going on, and then he turns it on. You just go in there and say, okay, he's going to blast out. And you can figure out the radius if you want to. Now he's blasting it out to 20 feet. Look at that. So I hope you like it. Hey, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe for my other Foundry tips. I'm also doing detailed Foundry guides and Cursor Stride guides. You can check those out. There's Foundry modules as well. Huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you for your support as well. Until next time, this is Parm King signing off. May all your roles be critically successful.